Hi, I'm Stacey Batat, and I don't know about you, but I love the Beatles song, All We Need Is Love. And on a pretty regular basis, I try to stay present and curious and come from a place of love. So today I'm going to talk to you about love in the times of Corona. And I have a little story to start it with because I had a FaceTime call with my youngest son. All of my adult kids are self-quarantining in other cities. And I had a conversation with him, my son, before Passover. And I started to cry because I deeply miss him. And he looked at me and he had grown into this new emotional intelligence, which is a beautiful thing for me to be watching now. And he looked at me and he didn't try to fix it or change it or switch the subject. And he just said, Mom, I understand. It must be really hard for you during these challenging times, especially before the holidays, not to be seeing your kids. And he basically just said, and it's okay to cry. I mean, without trying to fix anything or change the subject. It was a beautiful thing for me to witness. And for me, an illustration of how we're all growing into learning how we can come from more vulnerability and courage and basically love. So by saying this kind of thing to me, that's okay to cry. And he said something really cute when I said, I cry a lot and I cry alone. And he said, it's like laughing, Mom. It's also good to do that alone, but crying and laughing are better with company. And I was touched by that moment because it's the little moments that shift us into love. And I'm hoping this, by expressing to you, that you can embrace your own vulnerability and compassion for yourself to be with your emotions during this difficult time. When we begin at home and then widen our circle of family, from our own love to others, to our family being bigger and coming from an open heart, we realize that is a key for us helping have a more loving world. And it may be hard to do, particularly when you're alone or if you haven't actually come from a nourishing family that's given you that kind of love. But I want to just point to one of my favorite researchers on human behavior, Brené Brown. And she speaks of a profound connection between vulnerability and courage. And that comes from having an open heart. So during these challenging times, I'm inviting you to change your pattern. That's what I'm trying to do. Taking kind of any fear that we have and transforming it into love. Recognizing the best in ourselves and in others during these times. Trying to see the light in the cracks, through the cracks, and not just the cracks. So as Leonard Cohen says, there's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. So even if we have that crack as a sadness or a fear, anxiety, to try to just see it as it is and then be open with vulnerability, because that's where love can come from. So I'm blessed that in my work for over 25 years, I've helped teachers, organizations, individuals, and couples live with more joy and open-heartedness. It's a big part of my mission in life. And recently I started my own business with Mindful Playground on Facebook right now as I develop my website. And just on a personal note, I give regular attention to that loving time that I want to create with my husband of 30 years, with my kids, and with anyone I really love in my life. Because in these crazy times and uncertain times in the world, which we're always living in uncertain times, the question is, how do we hold that in a new way? And it's crucial for us to kind of be with those emotions and hold the paradox of joy and sadness along with the lightness and the darkness and the love and the fear, and go towards love. So while it's never going to be perfect, we can create more of those relationships that come from love. Because I really do believe that aside from good health, like the Beatles sang, all we need is love. Hope to see you for more videos on Mindful Playground on Facebook.